Welcome to Montessori Matters with Blessing Fort-Ike. In this video, I discuss teaching children to take responsibility. Responsibility is being accountable, being dependable. It is making the right choices. We are in a world today where people do not do the right things, probably because they don't understand their responsibilities or they choose to ignore their responsibilities. Things go bad sometimes because people, they know what to do but don't have the guts to exercise their willpower to do what is right. So I think it's a good thing to teach our children on how to take responsibility and what responsibility is. Helping our children to develop the art of taking responsibility is equipping them to reach their full potential. And we are also helping to create a better world for other people to live in. So you might be wondering, so when is it appropriate to introduce children to taking responsibility? When can you start teaching children to take responsibility? I would say as soon as possible. As early as 18 months, you should teach children the basic of taking responsibility. Let me give you an example of how you can teach them about taking responsibility. Let's say something falls off their hands, or let's say they were holding a toy. It can be a teddy or anything, and it falls off his or her hand. Instead of helping the child to pick it up, tell the child, can you pick your toy? It fell. That's okay. You have to pick it up. So you would show the child how to pick up the toy or what fell off his or her hands. Then another way you can teach them to take responsibility between the ages of 18 months and 3 years is that when they are done playing, they should clear up their toys, they should clear up their mess. You can tell them, okay, it's time to clean up. Let's clean up together. At this stage, you can join them to clean up, and you make it fun, cleaning up with them. So they clean up. When they are done eating their food, they should be the one to clear up the table. They should take the plate to the kitchen and back to sit down. That is one way to introduce taking responsibility to children at that initial age. The next thing I will say is that encourage them to do things for themselves, especially when they are between from 2 years and above. At this time, children will want to do things for themselves. They want to work within the home or in the classroom, wherever. Don't deprive them from doing such. Encourage them to do such. I know allowing children to do things for themselves or to do things within the home might be demanding to you as the teacher or as the parent. However, the goal is not to finish fast. The goal is to help the child develop the satisfaction that comes from taking responsibility. So you might spend more time, they might not do it excellently, but you are inculcating a vital skill and a vital value in them that will help them reach their potential. That brings me to the next point I would love to discuss, is that at first, don't go for results, go for effort. What do I mean? When you see that your child is making efforts to do things for his or herself at home, in the classroom, anywhere, don't discourage them. Encourage them. Whether they finish the task or not, commend the effort. Oh, I love the way you try lacing up your shoe, or you tried lacing up your shoe, or you are trying. Maybe you see the child trying, just okay, you watch the child. I love that. You are trying to lace up your shoe. That is awesome. So let me show you the step by step on how you can lace up your shoe. Instead of saying, you're not doing it well, bring it, let somebody else do it for you. No, allow the child to do it. If it's sweeping, the child might not do it excellently well at first, but encourage the child to continue. In such cases, what I will advise is that once the child is done sweeping, don't sweep it again. Just let it go. Maybe you leave it for some time before you can sweep it. So it might not be excellent that the child is developing the skill to keep the place tidy. It's developing the skill to take responsibility by keeping the house tidy. So you must encourage the child. Then I will say give them age-appropriate tasks. This is very important. If you give them a task that is too difficult, it will discourage them from doing that task, and it will discourage them from taking responsibility. And the aim of teaching them to take responsibility will be defeated. So at this stage, I will tell you that you look for a task that is not too difficult and you give it to them to do it. The next thing is that you will give them clear instructions on how they can carry out that particular responsibility, or how they can achieve that particular task. So if you see that, or you notice that you are spending too much time explaining how the task is going to be carried out, know that that task is too difficult for that child. That means it's not age appropriate. So in such situation, instead of saying that the child shouldn't do it, I will advise you break down the task into steps. So let's say, for instance, you are teaching the child how to set the table. You're telling the child, okay, first of all, you put the table mat here, or you put the tray here. This is where you put the knife. This is where you put the plate. This is where you put the fork, and this is where you put the spoon. And the child is not getting it. The child is missing it. So what you do is, okay, now let us do it together. I'm going to put the fork and the plate, while you should put the knife and the spoon. So the child does that over and over again. The child will get used to it. So the next step, you can now increase it. So you are going to put the cup, you are going to put the plate. So you start increasing the tasks so the child will get used to it. So you know that this activity is age appropriate. So when it's not too difficult, but if it's too difficult, you break it into smaller chunks, smaller steps, so that the child can understand, or you do it with the child. It might be plates. You notice that the child is not washing it well. So okay, now let me wash it. When I wash, you rinse. I believe that this point is clear. So the next thing I want to say that you can use to encourage children to take responsibility is that let them know that mistakes are meant to be corrected. You let them know that sometimes, no matter how you try, no matter what you do, mistakes are inevitable. However, they ought to be corrected. That we ought to clean our mess. We don't have to ignore it. We don't have to leave it like that. Another thing I will say is that create routines and schedule, and be consistent with it. When you are consistent with it, they will get used to it. However, whenever they forget, don't yell, don't shout. What you need to do, you can give them a hint. Maybe your morning routine is wake up, pray, bath, eat, then do your normal work or go to school. If they are forgetting to brush or anything, you can give them a hint. After bathing, what next? You say, oh, I need to brush my teeth. Oh, I need to eat. Whatsoever the routine is. Or maybe the routine is that when you come back from school, you wash your lunch plate. After that, you do your homework, and someone is forgetting. Just say someone is forgetting to do something. After washing of lunch plate, lunch dishes, what are you supposed to do next? Oh, I'm supposed to do my homework. So they will go and do it. But you remind them. So, and as you keep reminding them, it becomes part of them, and it develops their ability to take responsibility. Another thing you do is that I would recommend is that let children replace damaged items in the home. The chances that they are going to be more careful, they're going to take care of such items will increase. they can replace it from their savings or from their allowances, depending on which one you put in your home, whether from savings or from their allowances. So when they do that, the chances for them to take care of that particular item, it might be power pack, it might be TV control, whatever it is, let them replace it. They'll be more careful to take care of it. The next thing I would say is that I would say encourage work before fun. So you let them know that they should do their work before they play. So you can say, oh, you have to do your chores before playing. You have to do your homework before playing. However, sometimes some children might want to play before work. So you can agree with them, but you must give them a duration. So okay, I'll give you just 1 hour, I'll give you 30 minutes, or I'll give you 2 hours. So it depends on the time you have at hand. You give them a duration that they can go play. Afterwards, they come to their work or they come to their church. You must monitor to make sure that they don't abuse it. Some might just forget, they might not come back to that work again, they might not come back to the church, they might not do the homework again because they started playing. So at those times they ask for to do play before work, make sure you monitor them to carry out this. The last one I will want to recommend is that I would say you model responsibility. Let them see you take responsibility, like getting to functions on time, checking on family members, checking on friends, following up on people on the things they ought to do, or following up on them, or following up on yourself on the things you ought to do. Let them see you to stick to your schedules. They are learning from you. Let them see you hold on to your trash when there's no waste bin around. So don't trash things just like that. So let them see that because there's no waste bin, I'm holding on to my trash. No matter how long it takes for me to see a way, to get where I can trash it. By so doing, they are learning. These are some of the little ways we can model responsibility before our children. So it will help them to learn the art of taking responsibility, and above all, it will help them to fulfill their potential, to reach their potential and make the world a better place for people. So I believe that you've gotten value from this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share with your contacts. It will be well appreciated. Thank you.